Mountain Blade is a beloved franchise that has allowed players to step into the boots of their favorite warriors for the last 15 years. Warband, a cult classic, has been thriving only because of a loyal fanbase. And finally, after a long time, Bannerlord came out. Is it a new game or just a exaggerated update? Let's find out as we compare the game both mechanically and as an experience. We start with Warband, and as you can see, I am a lord of the Khergat Khanate, with Revadin being my main HQ. I spent most of the game, including into the later stages, as a vassal, and I conquered most of the lands, getting rid of the Saranids and the Vigors in the process. This is what the map looks like, and now we head over to Bannerlord, where I am my own independent clan called the Ghazinids. I branched off of the Azarai, and so far I haven't done very much here. I just started, so I'm pretty into the early mid stages. Now in Warband, the way you check out your characters through these menus, and here is my party with Marinid, Jeremis, Furentis as my main crew, and then Bunduk is just a new guy that I picked up very recently. And then the rest of these are my cavalry. And here you can see your character stats, including your money, whereas in Bannerlord I'm broke as hell. In Warband, you have more of the ability to create, establish, and maintain personal relationships with the characters. So, as you can see here, I am talking to my companion, and I have a lot of options. I can talk to him about business, or I can talk to him about personal things, like how he feels about being in the company. Whereas in Bannerlord, you only have the option to kind of lay out commands, like, kick the guy out of the clan, or give him a position. But that's about it. You kind of miss out on that personal relationship that you have with the character, and that's not only exclusive to the characters. That also extends into the kind of gameplay itself, right? You as a player in the world don't really feel part of the world personally. Like, for example, in Warband, I can put names to faces to over half the characters, whether they're in my faction or they're enemy factions, right? So, like, for example, this guy Alagar Noyan, at the very top of the list, he has been a friend of mine for like most of the game. From my very beginning, he's the one who helped me kind of start off. You start off as like a broke peasant, and then you kind of make your way up. This also extends to companions. This guy used to be a companion of mine, right? He was under my arms, and then I kind of thought he was loyal, and I gave him a fief, and I turned him into a lord, right? His own entity. But then suddenly he kind of betrayed me, and then we've been having battles ever since. Same with this guy Rolf. I mean, this guy, he looks like a weasel, you can tell. The second I gave him a fief, he betrayed me, switched factions. Now, the Khergat Khanate, because we kind of conquered two different factions, the other factions are constantly teaming up and trying to stay against us, to keep themselves safe. Back to Bannerlord. Here you can see my two fiefs that I own. One's a big town and one's a smaller castle. Here is my clans, all the clans that make up my empire, my clan, and then the clan of a companion who I turned into a lord. He's been pretty faithful and loyal to me, and he's the most intelligent and strong out of all my other companions. Haven't messed with policies too much. Now, if you look into diplomacy, I am constantly at war with Vlandia. They're pretty weak at the moment, so even though their total strength is much larger than us, we're constantly obliterating them in every interaction. One thing that Bannerlord does a lot better than Warband is they extensively expanded on the idea of a clan. Actually, I think it's an addition, right? We didn't have clans back then. So you can see I have brothers, I have sisters, sisters-in-laws, etc., and even a child. And that child can continue your empire once you die, and you play as him. So that's a really cool feature, and adds to kind of the continuity of the game. Your companions are also part of your clan, which is important because their reputation will affect the reputation of your clan as a whole. Now, in order to start an army in Warband, you have to talk to your companion, but in Bannerlord, it's just a simple matter of clicking a few buttons. See, Warband has a better diplomacy system because, as you saw there, that message notified that our empire is kind of starting to look bad amongst its own people because we're not responding to the provocations of a different faction. In this case, the Rodics, who I immediately go and try to scout out their castle, see if I can save our clan some face. As you can see here, Artimaner, he is one of my companions, and he is notifying me that he hates the rest of our clan members, right? The rest of our party members. That's a piece of diplomacy that you simply don't get out of Bannerlord. But this guy's a complainer. This guy complains about everything in the game, so he's not a good companion to have if you ever play Warband. He's a good engineer, I think, but that's about it. And as you can see, Swadi has declared war against us, like I said before. You know, they always want to fight. Now, I went to this village to try to recruit some people, and it was infested with bandits. So right away, we are going to eliminate them. This is something that Warband has too, so that's pretty cool. I think Warband actually allows you to fight the bandits with the villagers, so there's an addition there. Now, one thing I totally forgot about in Warband is when you die, and the game kind of ends, or like the battle ends. Oh, I'm being swarmed here, like I'm on round 50 of COD Zombies. In Bannerlord, when you die like this, the game doesn't just end. If you die,
What? From standing still?
you get this camera view, and the battle goes on. The battle goes on, and you watch your warriors fight the rest of the battle. So that's something that I really like about Bannerlord. Alright, here I am just going to recruit some more soldiers from a village when suddenly I get the notification that Sargut is being sieged. So I'm back. I'm trying to get some recruits. Nobody really likes me, so they don't want to join. I need to get some food. One thing about Bannerlord is that your food actually rots and expires if it doesn't get eaten in time, which is actually something that I'm glad they've done away with. In both Bannerlord and Warband, if you don't appease your party members' needs, your troops start to go away. But it's more devastating in Warband because, as you can see here, I have to go all the way into a tavern, then I have to talk to somebody, and then I get like 6 soldiers, right? Only. Versus in Bannerlord, I can simply talk to people from the menu, which makes things a lot easier. But also, I can recruit like 50 soldiers from a given castle or a village, right? Versus in Warband, I can only get like 10 at a time, so that's like a bit of a grind. But I definitely prefer the Bannerlord version of this. It's so much easier to just kind of handle. Very quality of life update. Now, Sargoth has been besieged by the Swadians before I can get there in time, so it's still pretty early into their ownership. Now, sieging a castle takes like 10 seconds. You just click this lead your soldiers into assault button or build ladders button. It takes like 30 seconds and then bang. A siege is literally just a bunch of dudes climbing up a pre-made ladder or bridge or something. It is still pretty fun. Usually what I like to do is I set my infantry and cavalry to like stand at the very front of the ladder or the ramp, and then I send my archers to the back a bit so that my archers can kind of, you know, fight off the archers and kill as many as we can while the archers are focused on both the cavalry and the infantry. And sometimes if this isn't working, I'll send the infantry up to go fight and distract the archers, and so my archers can completely focus on their archers. But sometimes when you see that, you know, your guys are making significant damage and a significant push, at that point you might as well just send your guys, you know, full send, attack. So that's kind of what I do here. I realize that my boys are already up there, we might as well just go, you know, clean up house. This is a little annoying because see how I'm trying to like really do my best to balance and not fall off the ramp. Luckily in Bannerlord you actually have a proper ladder that you can climb. Now, I see that there are like 3 guys kind of teaming up on one of my boys, so I come for the backup. I definitely call my companions though, just in case. Yeah, that guy died, so now it's a 3-on-1. But it's okay, my homies Marnid and Ferentis are coming to the rescue, although I don't know why they're walking at a snail's pace. I need you guys' help like now, actually. But watch me piece these guys up. Watch me go to first person if we can piece these guys up. This guy with the huge axe. There we go, Ferentis, man, the guy's a beast. Now you can see there's a little choke point. My men are just kind of trying to fight these guys off, but they're getting kind of obliterated just because the archers at the very top are, you know, beaming their heads while the other cavalry are fighting. But luckily we had reinforcements come, so reinforcements are on their way, and these 5 or 6 archers need to get upgraded. Anyways, it's down to like 2 or 3 enemies, and yeah, we win, and a bunch of screaming occurs right after. That's 90% of Warband's gameplay experience is a lot of yelling and screaming. Now, Bannerlord sieges have definitely been upgraded. That's probably one of the most major updates to the game. So like before a siege, you have some time to build a siege camp, and then you build your siege engines, you build your rams, you build your trebuchets, all that kind of thing. So it's definitely much more extensive, more detailed. So the siege starts, and it's already been started, and we're just joining in. And one really awesome thing about this game is that there are multiple armies and multiple people commanding multiple, well, maybe not armies, but like troops, right? Like I'll have like 100,000, another guy will have 100,000, maybe not 100,000, maybe like 100. But anyways, yeah, the sieges are kind of separated into 3 or 4 different sections. You know, there's going to be one group that's attacking a bunch of walls, one group attacking gates, one group kind of climbing up ladders, and you see there's actually a proper climbing mechanic, so I don't have to fight my NPCs. Well, I still kind of have to fight to get on, but at the very least, I'm not being pushed off when I'm halfway up the freaking ramp. I lose half my health. So here we are climbing up. Our boys are already like kind of on the wall, so that's good news. Now we gotta push into the castle. Up here, I know that there are archers, so I try to be Rambo and try to go attack them all by myself. But that's a problem because obviously I don't even know how to walk. If I don't know how to walk, I don't know how to run. If I don't know how to run, I don't know how to fight. Kinda got trapped here. You can see this guy took off half my health, and yeah, I got absolutely obliterated, so I spent the rest of the game just kind of trying to watch them. But we did win that siege, and my boy Unkud, like I said, the Sultan of the Azerai, is my homie, and this only gives me more brownie points. Now, looting in Bannerlord is absolutely trash. We'll get to that later, though. So, once again, you can see another faction, another declaration of war, nothing new. And I've taken Sargoth, and I got a notification that another castle is being besieged. So I actually went in to defend the castle during the siege. Problem is, that's 1,000 troops versus 131. But hey, you know, the ship goes down, the captain goes down too. So we're gonna try our best. Now these guys definitely just kind of won by sheer numbers. My guys cannot hold them off, and I tried to do this. There's like this little, not a glitch, but like an oversight or a loophole or an exploit, you can call it, where you kind of trap the enemy players at the corner of like the wall, and then your archers just take them out, but it doesn't always work. So I decided, let me take out as many dudes as I can. You're gonna see here I hit a nice little clip. That guy got a good hit, but this guy right here about to get killed in 3 seconds. 3, 2, pop! I do like that in Bannerlord that you get a notification that you, like a better notification that you killed the guy. You know, in Warband you have to look all the way to the left and really kind of try to focus to see if you got the kill, to find your name. But here we have this guy kind of walk up. I love the sword fighting in Warband much better than Bannerlord. I don't know why. Bannerlord's, I feel like the actual kind of input and the hitbox on the sword is not as nice as it is in Warband. I have to like aim really low, and I'm trying to, like, I don't know, it's just a different type of aiming, but it is what it is. Here you can see me. My character in Warband is so much stronger than my character in Bannerlord, just because I spent more time in the Warband game. But you know, you'll have every now and then this NPC that just starts to go crazy. But in Warband, I can definitely clutch like a 5v1 much easier than I can in Bannerlord. So, as you can see here, you got a couple of archers trying to take me out, but then this guy, he gets brave. Obviously, bravery is not something that's very great against Subutai and Noyan. And yeah, just a little more action. Let's see, do I take this guy out? Oh man, going to first person was the mistake. This random NPC villager just took me out. Alright, back to Bannerlord. There was a castle that was being sieged, but you know, we learned from our mistakes. That's like 1,000 guys, you know, trying to ambush a castle, and I could only defend with 200 guys. It was gonna be an L. So I decided to go for an easier battle, and me and another lord take on like a 100-man back troop. So let's take a look at the swordplay in this game. In this game, I mean, of course, it's an upgraded game. It's a newer game, so the animations are a lot smoother. But for some reason, I feel like Warband is much more better in terms of input. You know, it takes my input a lot better. But hey, this is pretty cool though. You have these cool moments once in a while where you have a one-on-one, but then some freaking guy comes and steals your kill. Now, Bannerlord has this really nice mechanic where you can auto-lock or lock your aim onto a guy. So that kind of helps out with the swordplay. But dude, the sword fighting in Bannerlord, like especially when you're on horseback, is just much more. It's not as the input is not as good as it is in Warband. It's just a bit strange. So I mean, I've been personally having a hard time with it, and given I'm on console, so I'm not sure how that differs for like PC players. But anyways, a cool feature that they've added in Bannerlord for like attacking hideouts and whatnot is you can actually select your troops. So I can choose my companions to come fight with me, and then after you've cleared out a hideout, you have this really cool moment where you know, stand toe to toe with the leader of the bandits, and then you have like a nice little one-on-one. So that's a pretty cool thing you can do in Bannerlord. So yeah, that's about it. I didn't go too in depth. I didn't even try that hard in recording. I didn't write like a script for this essay, but I hope you guys like this video. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and thank you very much.